Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Mini Moon, RINI here, or Small Moon, Little Moon here, and today we're going to talk about folks that make big deals about names. They do. You'll have folks who, watch the Viz one and then like to say, oh, that's Chibilusa, which was a nickname that was given to me or my twin, or my double dagger or look-alike in the Viz world, or also, which means small Usagi. Now, keep in mind, none of those are my names, alright? And Shibaluza is not me. But there are folks in this world who make a big deal about borrowed names. I think it's a slight that and the first English deacon, later on pioneer, named me RINI, which was my first name. Rini Serena, Kemble. At least that would have been my name in the Deke world. Or could it have been, or could it have been, or could it have been, or could it have been Rini Victoria, Kemble, or Shields. Now, anyway, no need which kid name I have, Kimball, Sakino, Shields, or Chuba. A lot of folks will make a big deal about my first name. I don't know who this Chibilusa is, sorry. But folks make a big deal about the name. They bitch about it. They go, oh no, don't call her that. Like they're like they get slighted about borrow names. They're like, oh, well, we shouldn't call her Rini. Well, that's my name. Sorry. If I had a birth sheet in the Deke world or that in the Pioneer world, it would say that would be my name, And too bad birth sheets never come up in that world, but if there are birth sheets in that world, that's what it would say. And Rini is most likely a Danish borrow name. And a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, isn't Rini an Italish kin name? Well, it's both. But Rini is most likely a Danish borrow name. Or it could be a Spanish borrow name. Or a Hellenish borrow name, because you say Rini the same way you say Trini. So most likely it is one as borrow name for any one of those speeches. But I would most likely believe it's a Hellenish borrow name. So yeah, that's my name. And why they chose to go with that name, who knows? Well, that's the name they named me, alright? When you're born and your mother and father, or whoever raises you, whoever fosters you, or takes you in, or watches over you, yeah, they're going to give you a name. And that's your name, alright? Yes, you can lawfully shift your name to something else, that is true. But that's your name, that's your birth name, that's your first name. And it could be an English name, or it could be a sundry outlandish name, because English has taken names from other speeches too. But that's your name. And that's what I was named, And a lot of folks also have this say that, oh, that I am more older than I am, and oh, I stopped growing and all that bullshit. Okay, that may have been true, but I am, we're not talking about how old I am or did I stop growing or whatever the fuck. We're not talking about that. We're talking about folks who made a big deal about my name being Rini, which that's my name. You can't handle it. That's your bind. Yeah, you'll have folks who will say, oh, stop saying those names, that name, and say the right name. And let me tell you something, me and this Chibilusa, we're not the same. All right, we look the same. We wear the same kind of clothes. We got the same kind of hair way and hair cast, but we're not the same. What I say and do is not what she says and does. All right? So, no, that's not me. Sorry. Yes, we both bully, sadly. That is true. But my grounds of bullying is not the same grounds of Chibilusa's bullying. All right, let's be earnest about that. So, anyway, give this film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.